Imagine this. You walk past someone every day. Same street, same store, same routine. They smile at you, wave. They seem normal, friendly even. But what if I told you that person was hiding something? Not just a secret, but a past so dark it would change the way you see them forever. Because sometimes the most dangerous people don't run, they don't hide, they stay right in front of you. I'm Queen Oreo. This is all things mind and life. We grow up believing something simple. If someone commits a serious crime, they disappear, they run, they change their identity, they go off the grid. But real life isn't always like that. You see, because some people figure out something for more effective. They blend in. They look normal. They even act normal. They become forgettable. And over time, people stop looking at them twice. And that's where this gets uncomfortable. Because the truth is, some of these people were never hiding in the first place. In 2001, a woman named Leslie Perrier was found murdered inside her home. She was a well-known member of her community, respected, connected, someone people knew, which made the case even more unsettling because nothing about it made sense. There were questions, but very few answers. No clear suspect, no obvious motive. And slowly, as time passed, the case went cold. Years went by, then more years, and like so many cases, it started to fade from the public's attention. But here's what no one realized at the time. The person responsible was never far away. He didn't leave the area. He didn't disappear. He stayed connected. He moved through the same spaces, around the same types of people, even maintained ties close to the victim's world. I'm sorry. What? Why? He basically was living a normal life, blending in and over for 20 years. I would be so mad. Like, just thinking about it and reading about this article is just boiling. But no one suspected him until advance in the forensic technology finally revealed the truth. Give it up to technology. The man responsible was, what does that say? Eugene Gligor? I suck at trying to pronounce words. I'm not going to lie to you. Eugene Gligor. Oh my god. I'm just gonna stop before I become I become a joke. Basically, his name's, we're just gonna call him Eugene G. I don't even think he deserves to get his last name pronounced correctly. Anyways, let's focus. My ADHD brain's trying to go everywhere else. Basically, Eugene was the man responsible. And by the time he was identified, he had already lived an entire life in plain sight. There goes my blood. It's like rising up right now because oh my god. I can't imagine what the family is just, was going through during this hard time. For over 20 years in plain sight. Think about that for a second. 2 decades of being seen but never truly noticed? Now imagine something different, but just as unsettling. In 1969, a young bank teller named Theodore Conrad walked into work like any other day. Nothing unusual, nothing suspicious, but that day, he made a decision that would change everything. He stole over $200,000 from the bank. My brain isn't processing on what makes someone want to do that at all. And then, can you guess what he did? Yep, he disappeared. Or at least that's what everyone believed. He did. But what he actually did was something much smarter. How is this much smarter? The fact that he stole over $200,000 isn't smart at all. But the article states when he claimed was something much smarter, he didn't go off grid. He didn't isolate himself. He became someone else. A new name, a new identity, a completely new life. He got a job. He built a relationship. He blended into the community. So well that no one questioned him for over 50 years. My God. What the? For over 50 years, he lived like this. Half a century of being invisible in plain sight until eventually the truth surfaced. And by then, he had already lived an entire lifetime as someone else. How? I don't process this. But these articles I'm reading are just on a whole new different level. And this is the part that makes this even more unsettling. Because it means this kind of thing isn't rare. There's another case that shows just how far this can go. A man named Dennis Rader. To the people around him, he was normal. A father, a neighbor, even a church leader. Some people trusted him. Some people respected. But behind that normal life, he was responsible for multiple murders for years. He lived side by side with the very community searching for him, attending events and going to church, living a routine life, and no one suspected him because nothing about him seemed out of place. Bro, what? And if you really think about it, we've all had moments where we've said, they seem normal. And this is where psychology comes in. Because hiding in plain sight doesn't just rely on luck, it relies on us, on how we think. We assume danger looks obvious. Suspicious behavior, strange action, something that feels off. But when someone looks normal, acts normal, lives like everyone else, our brains relax. We don't question it. We trust familiarity. Oh my god. I do suck at English, and it's my first language. And that trust creates blind spots. Big ones. The kind that can last for years or even decades. And that exactly what makes it so effective. But today, that kind of invisibility is getting harder to maintain. New forces tools, especially genetic tracing, are changing everything. Cases that once seemed impossible to solve are being reopened, evidence is being reanalyzed, and identities are being uncovered years later, sometimes decades later, which means some people who thought they had escaped their past are finally being found. So the next time you hear the phrase, hiding in plain sight, remember this. It doesn't always mean someone disappeared. Sometimes it means they stayed, built a life, blending in, became someone you've never questioned. And the most unsettling part, you could pass someone like that in a completely normal day, in a completely normal place, and never know who they really are. If you enjoy deep dives into real stories, psychology, and the human mind, make sure you subscribe to All Things Mind and Life, because there's always more beneath the surface. Don't forget to check out our new site. We just launched our own personal website that is dedicated to the Team Oreos, cozy comfort. So that will be linked down below. I love and I appreciate every single one of y'all for sticking with me, hanging out with me, and being patient as I slowly get back into the world of internet. Thank you guys, and until next time, stay curious, my friends.